Alright, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Kalayim La Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Harakak Wadash. And double honor to the elders of the apostles, agree millstone, GMS, who do rule and teach well. Young brother here, Shamash 1. Today we'll be getting into 2nd Esdras 9. Let me go into here from the first verse all the way down to the 12th verse. Could even go to the 13th verse, maybe I'll go to the 13th verse. But I'm just pretty much going to read it, say a few things, and let that be that. So, 2nd Esdras 9, 1, he answered me then and said, measured out time diligently in itself, and I'll see his part of the sign past which I've told thee before. Then shall thou understand his very same time when the highest will be in the world which he made, right? You measure the time through the scriptures, right? The measuring stick, right, is the scriptures, so to speak. Now there's other scriptures and things like that go into, the measure, like measuring out. The one I'm thinking of is like Revelations, Revelations 11 and stuff like that. But they go into like different stuff, different things, right? So Revelation 11:1 is giving me a read like unto a rod, and the angel said, rise and measure that temple of God and all to them that worship therein. You look at a rod, a measuring stick, teach, right, measure, temple of God. First, like the Israel, the ultimate all Israel, and the altar, the priest that will be in the altar, worship therein, right? All Israel, but the court which is without the temple leave out, measure it not, for it is given to the Gentiles, and the holy sage to tread on the foot 2 months, right? Leave, thrust out the heathens, cannot be joined with Israel, right? Measure it not, don't teach the heathens. Holy people, you can tell them the judgment, but you can't teach them. You can't like be, all buddy with them and saying like, oh, you're gonna be saved, because there's no salvation for them. And you're your enemy. Psalm 83. Holy city, people before place, 42 months, 3.5 years, 350 years, which goes into like the rest of it. Right, tread on the foot under Esau, right, and that's where you get scriptures like, shall no longer. In that time, Israel shall no longer stay upon him that smote him, but shall stay upon their power. I think that's like Isaiah 10. Isaiah 10, I believe, but look that up for yourself. So it's different stuff. It's different stuff. Measurements, it's a recurring thing. What comes in, what's left out. And I think there's one like Zechariah that's the kind of like similar, but talks about something else. But I don't want to get too, off the beaten path here. I should understand, right? I already read that. Therefore, when there should be seen earthquakes and upwards of the people in the world, right? It's earthquakes all the time. Upwards of the people in the world, fighting and, revolts and rebellions and, stuff like that. Which we see a lot on like a little level. Sometimes we see some big stuff. Like, I don't know where it was. It was in Myanmar. The people stormed the castle. Or one of those like Pacific nations, I believe. One of those kind of nations out there. I know there's stuff going on, but like Venezuela, and stuff like that. And shit's just going down. People, I think they're still, making a big thing about this thing with the border, which they should. They're making a big old thing because criminals are coming right on in. I don't know that, last time I was watching Alex Jones, that there were some groups of different people making like a convoy to just pretty much like go around and like talk about this stuff. Which, hey, it's just another way this country's being destroyed, so I'm happy to see it, right? And I know that them sleeper cell agents, they're going to be active when that, martial law comes, so, like it says, Ezekiel 2:4, and then shall thou know, the prophet has been among you. You shitted on us, you called us names, you laughed at us, so on and so forth. But when you get fucked up, you're gonna realize, oh damn, I wish I would have listened to that guy in the street corner. I wish I would have taken what he said kind of seriously. I wish I would have, and there's gonna be no chances for no regrets, because hey, we're not gonna be there to teach you. I know I'm not. None of us are. We're gonna be gone. Hey, like it is. When you go to work, you work according to how much you're supposed to do, and then when the work is done, yeah, you pack up, and you get out. So that's what we all do. Everything has its time and its order. Right now, it's the time to teach, but soon that time is gonna end, and we're not gonna be out here teaching you no more. You know, there was something that came up like Microsoft, some article. I don't know if it's around anymore, but I couldn't find it. I don't know if it's fake or not, but I think it was maybe like a whistleblower or something that was saying that Microsoft was planning to shut off the computers of people that publish so-called disinformation, misinformation. But I was trying to look for the article, I couldn't find it. And then I saw it was like a fact check and said, "Oh, no, it's not real, But stuff like that is going to come down. Because we already have stuff like that. If you teach misinformation and you go too far, so to speak, right? Like if you just put it out there, you just be out with it, they'll clip your video and get rid of it when they catch it. AIs catch it and stuff like that. And I remember we were getting clipped hard during like the demic. They were clipping us hard. That's why we had to move to like other spaces for a little bit. I just remember, myself, like I was losing channels left and right. Like getting like strikes, and it's like all gone. It's like, oh damn. It's just the well understand the most I speak of those things from the days that were before, even from the beginning, right? And I tell the prophets, read that scriptures, right? Well, I tell the prophets, which was all written down by scribes and stuff like that, and some wrote them down themselves and stuff like that. But, scribes and stuff, and passed down and written and rewritten over and over and over again. Written once, then rewritten and passed down over and over and over again from scrolls, and eventually it became like a book with like King James and all that, right? So the wall understand, right? And I already meant that. It's like Amos like 3:7. I don't know why it's not there, but it's there. For like, as all is made in the world at the beginning and the end, and is manifest, right? It's Ecclesiastes 3 goes into that. It's a time for everything. There was a time for the beginning of this age, and there's time for an end of this age, which would be the beginning of the new age, which would be without end. But this age that we're in now will be ended, right? Because we were only to be punished for a little bit, right? I think it's in Zechariah 1. The Lord was sort of displeased with his people, but the heathen furthered the affliction. They butchered us, they raped our woman, and then put the woman back around us, right? Raped our wives, took our children from us. The whole Deuteronomy 28, right? Took our wives, took our children, raped our children. I even heard was something they even made the boys, like with Judah, they made the boys wear dresses. I remember hearing, there was like a thing that was by like former slaves. They were kind of like talking about it. And one of them said that the slave masters used to make the boys wear dresses, for like the slave masters' entertainment. Like that's often that whole buck breaking documentary, which I'm not gonna say that maybe it didn't happen or something, but maybe I'm a little skeptical, but I think they have stuff like some slave masters were like really freaky like that, which I wouldn't be surprised, because Esau is still in that same spirit. He they always go for the fucking black man, and they always make sure to put him in dresses, which they do that to all the tribes. They did it to all the tribes. They did it to the so-called Native American man too. They feminize him, that long hair, and they get him good too. That's like, this just shows you, a woman should come past a man. They get to decide what's sexy and what's not. Like this is fucking disgusting. And it shows you how far like society is fucking degraded over time. This sin piles up over the earth. People think that this whole long hair, shaven face model bullshit is like what a man is supposed to look like. No, a man is supposed to have a big beard, right? And be strong, masculine, and stuff like that. It's supposed to be like rough and tumble, man. Like not with no fucking shaved face. You know, now different men work different jobs, right? And some men will be tougher than others, right? Depending on like what they do. But at the end of the day, you shouldn't be cutting your face hair. You know, keep that face hair, and no long hair either. You know, look like a man. You know, even so, the times also the highest that play beginnings and wonder and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. Absolutely, which is what happens, right? And everyone that should be saved and should be able to escape by his works and by faith wherein by I believe, right? We should know it's like Habakkuk, the just shall live by faith. Should preserve from set perils and shall see my salvation in my land within my border if I sanctify them for me from the beginning. Right? We should know that, you know, it's a people for it's a place and stuff like that. No. So see my salvation in my land. No, it just means when we get put back in there, you know, and descend off the chariots and stuff like that. That's what I meant to go say. Sometimes you get scriptures that say that, you know, say like my land, salvation in my land. You know, I shall save my people in my land. You know, what I mean, the stuff like that. You know, sometimes it just talks about the land. Which could go into that. You know, it's people before it's a place. That one in let me the people for the place sake, not the place for the. The people for the no made the place for the people's sake, not the people for the place's sake. Like basically, like the Lord made like gave the place so that the people can live in there, so that the people can enjoy the land, not so that the land could enjoy the people. You know, if that makes sense. Then should there be a pitiful case which have now abused my ways, and they that have cast away despitefully shall dwell in torments, which is going to happen, right? And they cast away despitefully. Right, go look at that word. Alright, old word for spitefully. In a way that shows you want to annoy, upset, or hurt another person because you feel angry towards them, right? So, in a way that shows you want to annoy, or upset, or hurt another person. Yeah, and that's why they call us, niggites and, bumites and shit like that. And there was all kinds of stuff. Like they used to put out like the elders and apostles, like government names and stuff like that, and like make fun of them and make little photos about them and stuff like that. Like it's not enough for them to just say, "Oh well, hey, respectfully, I don't really believe in that." They go above and beyond, right? Like Jake has surpassed the deeds of the wicked, stuff like that to do good. Yeah, you have no knowledge, Jake. Be doing the most when they come to us, But then they, be kissing all up on Esau's ass and shit like that, And it's not just, like Serena Williams. There's plenty of, so-called black women that be doing that, and they be getting their fucking, heads kicked in, and they just love Esau, So, the hell with them, And the Hispanic woman is known for that shit too, being a habitual ass kisser, and I'm certain Native American women are the same way, just kissing all kinds of Edomite ass, because they have low self-esteem and they're fucking gone. Their brain is like it's over for them, bro. Like it's never started. Like they were literally born on this earth to just be a complete fuck up, because like you have your men of your own people and like go be with them, but now you want to get with your enemy that oppresses you and treats you like shit. And then when they do get together, I'd be hearing stories how like they be getting treated like shit even when they with the dude. Like I remember I was watching some old Tariq Nasheed videos. Like he used to have like some love like a red pill kind of show, like stuff about like relationships and stuff like that. I like to watch stuff like that from time to time. Doesn't really help me, but I like to watch it from time to time because it's interesting to hear, and some things are like good to know, but at the end of the day, I mean, I'm kind of like my own kind of way, like I can't really, like, like I'm a nerdy dude, like I don't really think I'm gonna like ever not be like a complete geek, so it's like it's either you can deal with that or fuck you too, which you brothers should already know. That's basic stuff, like the stuff that your parents should have taught you, like don't change yourself, like you're acting like oh, like in a Like, you know what I mean? Like trying to be someone that you're not. You know, don't do that, man. Just, you know, be yourself. Like, you know, the Most High made us all. It's unique, so just be you. You know, just let that be that. You know. All right. So, all right, we know. You know, the whole thing with like Ephesians 5. You know, some teachers, some preachers, some brothers are like better at different things than others, and are tended or their habits. Really, their spirit tends to lean towards one thing or another. Will they teach me one thing more than other things? Right? It's all for the perfection of the body. So that's what that is. Right? So verse 10, for such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me. Right? Benefits of conformity. Right? We don't have to go into the word fucking benefits. Right? Good stuff, you know, the cares and the pleasures of this world, like having a career, stuff that, you know, that we can't really, you know, do like that, right? Like having careers, like fame and fortune, and like being famous and stuff like that, and becoming like a celebrity. Right, which, you know, the people that go that far, you know, but even like people on like a local level and become like a local celebrity and stuff like that, putting like hours and hours and hours of time into that stuff. You know, they did that and they were able to achieve those sort of things, but look what they had to sacrifice to get there, you know. Well, look what they casted aside, not really sacrifice because they never had it to begin with, but look what they cast aside to get there. They cast away the truth, which would have led to their salvation, you know, and they would have made it out, you know, the first round trip, and then they would have all the riches and things and, you know, whatever you could ever desired in the kingdom. So it's like what's the point of like, you know, casting the truth aside and going after materialistic stuff when you'll, like scripture tells you, you'll have tenfold in the kingdom. You know, you'll have it all back and more and more, you know. But, you know, it's just like the rest were blinded, you know, like some the light can see it and it's just like everyone else is just, you know, blind. It's like it's crazy. It's honestly, it's like kind of, I don't have the words. Maybe I'm just too young in this truth to be able to like fully explain the situation of like being within this truth or to really have like a full understanding of things, you know. But it just feels like we're all listening or like all watching like the same movie, and like they're kind of like bugging out like, oh my god, I didn't know that was gonna happen, and like you already know how the movie's gonna end. Like you already have a understanding of like writing, like this is what's gonna happen next, so you kind of predict it. Or maybe more like I don't know, maybe like looking at like a painting or something and you could see what it clearly is, but everyone else just can't really see what it is. Like I can't explain it. It's like you can see something but no one else can. I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know. I don't have the words for it. They didn't have both my law while they had liberty. When the idea of play serpents was open to them. Understood not, but despised it, right? Isaiah 30 and 20, right? Which Israel only has liberty to repent, right? Which, you know, there's many times our people repented. You know, look at it, the 40 years in the wilderness, right, in the desert, you know, walking around. They went off and a lot of mercy on them. They repented from doing from the calf. They repented. So it's always about repentance and you know, faith and, you know, worship and mercy, right? The Lord having mercy on us, right? The same must know it after death by pain, right? Which that's what's gonna happen to you guys. You gotta learn through death by pain, you know, and you'll get to meditate and stew on, you know, those guys out there. I wish I would have listened to those guys, man. You know, I wish I would have gave them some sort of credence or something. I wish I wouldn't have laughed at them and, you know, called them names and taken photos of them so I could laugh at them later and, you know, make jokes, you know, which, you know, fuck you too, you know. Verse 13, therefore be thou not curious how the ungodly shall be punished, and when, but inquire how the righteous shall be saved, whose the world is, and for whom the world is created. exactly. So don't worry about the ungodly. Don't worry about you people making fun of us and all the bullshit you people do. You know, as always bring out at the end of the day, you guys are fucking worthless. I mean, guys, you don't have a Sabbath day. You can do whatever you want all day, every day, and none of you, barely any of you, become anything exceptional. Even when you put all your time and effort into one thing, none of you really all that exceptional when you think about it. So not only are you wicked, you fucking suck. So yeah, it's like it's just rough, man. It's rough. Our people, these 2/3, is fucking rough. Like these niggas, these rapping niggas. You got 24 hours in a day to be rapping and shit, and music still sounds like hot fucking garbage. Like just a bunch of garbled bullshit. Like I don't even know. Like I don't even know how to like. As you can tell, I don't really like rap music like that. Maybe some of the old stuff was alright, but not a big rap fan. Which don't come around me and say, "Oh, well, you're not a Jake because you don't like rap music." All right, I like other music that Jake make. All right, like jazz is good and classical is good, and I like my heavy metal. Certain bands, not the new stuff. That shit's satanic and made by neo Nazis. But like some of the old school stuff is pretty cool, pretty rad, right? But that's pretty much it for this video, right? So the rules was made for our sakes, as we all know. We go into this over and over and over again, and stuff like that. It's made for all of Israel, really. But the wicked on this side. We have a certain number of people that are gonna be wicked on this side. We're 2/3 here in America, but around the world, you got Jakes that are extremely wicked. Because they do voodoo and all this stuff, and following like plantation Christianity, and they worship the white man and stuff like that. And the Jakes nowadays, they are able to like marry white women. They get with them, and then they, basically put themselves in slavery. Because they basically hate their skin color, and they'll start to coon out immediately because they finally get a woman that's lighter than them, so they start to fucking coon the fuck out. That doesn't happen with every Jake, but that happens. You can see it, and stuff like that. And what else was I gonna say? It happens to Northern Kingdom too. They'll start to coon out. They start talking like them and stuff like that, which is funny. Which there's nothing wrong with like. People tell me all the time when I was growing up, well, you sound like a white boy, but that's just the way I talk. I came from like a, pretty like well-to-do, I guess pretty well-to-do, decently like functioning family and whatever. Like everyone was pretty well educated and like into like books and writing and whatever. So I kind of grew up in that kind of environment. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. It's just the way you sound, or that's the way you are. But there's a problem when it's like, you have one way of speaking and one way that you grew up, and then now you're kind of changing yourself, out of nowhere because a woman. You want to like be like this woman and try to like act like them, and maybe you start to do your hair in a certain way so that you look like them, and that's going too far. There's nothing wrong with like expanding your vocabulary and stuff like that and being more intelligent if that's something that you want to do yourself. But doing it out of like some weird self-hatred type of thing is like pretty retarded. I'm not gonna lie, pretty whack. So that's pretty much the Little One Edify show.